trouble nearby.
Ready.
Nice hit, Nev. Back to what we were saying.
So the Gloom Howler turns out to be an inside job?
Hard to believe. She was a warden, and she blighted all the Griffins.
For the greater good, I'm sure.
Except no one bothered to ask the Griffins.
Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum.
What about the wardens?
Light's distracting them.
Mercenaries. We've got the last warden who found us. We've got you too.
You'll pay.
Warden Sawyer was right. They're after whatever they can steal, and they're willing to kill for it.
If there's gold to be made, it's enough of an excuse.
We can't let this stand.
Hurry up!
Get ready.
This makes my skin crawl. This loots ours!
Make it hurt.
This isn't the last of them.
I would have fortunately want to talk shit about my little outfit. My crew will be living rich thanks to the wardens. Might even hit White as Hubneck, just because no one else has the guts. They can't hold on to their precious history as the lords would whine. Says we can't take it? I'd even keep something nice for myself if the damn mages on crew could hurry up and disable the blasted enchantments around here.
Looks like the group leader is an enemy of the Lords of Fortune.
That's been sorted.
We'll read this now. Take jewelry, gold, and like from the peasant's home. Light, easy sells. Leave the heavy stuff. Wagons, track, cheap farmer work swords. Rest of the space goes to wood and loot. That's where the big coin is. For those complaining their goods are blighted, we'll find a way to deal with it, or the buyer can worry about it. Not our problem.
Take whatever you find. No witnesses. Take whatever's on them. More profit works for me. They're no match at all.
That's it for the mercenaries.
Good. The Wardens have enough on their minds as it is.
We should tell Warden Sawyer.
I just don't want to run through the wetlands again. Oh, I gotta stretch.
Sawyer, the mercenaries you mentioned, we stopped them.
Thank the Maker. Anything they took from the locals, we'll see returned. As for what belongs to the Wardens, some of that may be better destroyed. We'll see to that, too.
Follow me and don't repeat the wrong.
That's the chorus? The tune sounded so sweet.
Says the traveller, before he's lured off the path.
And never comes back.
Why do I spend time with you?
Alright. Now I'm gonna see if I can dump any more. If there's any more stuff I can give to them. Not dump, but give to them. Before I head off to the next map.
Is Martin staying here?
In Lavendale, he's usually the restless type. But I'm guessing he'll stick around while his injuries heal.
Darkspawn won't get Lavendale.
Were you worried before?
No, Evka had a plan.
Take a look.
That didn't help much, but
Heading out.
I think we'll go across. We'll go back to the lighthouse. See if anyone else has any new quests. Oh. This is from the front, the fight for the south. Rockville, the circus. Okay, we read that one already. Okay, I never got this one. The fall of Whitechapel was felt in every corner of Thedas. For millennia, the Grey Wardens have guarded against the evils of the Blight, keeping Darkspawn in check and the deep roads as clear as possible. Something was felt cleanly when the first Warden called them back to Whitechapel. I guess I read this in another playthrough. Now the absent may well be permanent. I already hear reports of Orzammar under siege, Darkspawn advancing to its very gates, erasing all the gains the Wardens and dwarves made together. Indeed, the spread of the Blight seems impossible to contain, and slowly we lose ground to the east and south. Wherever Darkspawn once had a presence, it is as though seed had lain dormant until now. Much of Denerim has been consumed, and what remains is kept free of Darkspawn only through the most valiant efforts of those who still brave the streets. But not all is darkness and despair. When I returned south, after speaking with you, I sent envoys to both the Chastened and the Avar. The annihilators of Ferelden have agreed to an alliance, at least until this present threat passes. Blight in the south has thus been largely kept at bay. Yet this state of affairs will continue indefinitely, but for now we could find ourselves in a stalemate. When you fight God, sometimes that's the most you can ask for. Rook, word has reached me of your battle in Hallsberg. Taking down an archdemon at Whitehall was no small feat, and now coupled with your victory over both Gillenland's blighted dragons, fewer than 24 people in all of Thedas could boast such an accomplishment. News of your victory and the Warden's victory has had no small impact on morale. Darkspawn swarm in numbers never seen in living memory, but there is a sense of hope, of optimism among those who have added their banners to our cause. Not all have chosen to ally so openly and directly with us. The Venatori and the Legion Royal armies clash daily in Orlais. Val Royeaux is now under control of the rebels, and from there the Valroy launch attacks as far east as Kirkwall. Yet Orlais still refuses to join us. We've sent several companies to assist, but while our Legion troops don't attack them, they refuse to coordinate tactics. Paranoia, perhaps, from the past wars between Feld and Orlais. Still, the situation is dire, and I only hope they recognize it before it's too late. Whatever ill luck may come our way from Orlais, fortune smiles on us to the east. Whatever you're doing up north, it's drawn some of that Antam off from their assault on our trade routes. Reports have also begun to emerge of attacks on the Antam, the worst of the Felicium Armada, apparently. I owe Isabella my gratitude. Their relief from the Antam piracy is welcome. Nevertheless, I can't help feeling like this is the calm before the storm on all fronts, and the worst is yet to come. Rook, you may have heard from the Venatori made it to Archon's palace during the attack. Unfortunately, you're not privy to what transpired in those halls. Palace representatives have been conspicuously silent, and we've heard nothing from Archon Verdonis. He may have been killed or forced to ally with the cult. It is unclear. The gods sent the dragons to give the Venatori an opportunity to seize power on Marathas. It appears they were successful. Rook, I need more answers on everything that's happened. Emmrich has offered to use his methods. Should something go wrong, I will end it. You have my word. If you wish to bear witness, we will be in Emmrich's quarters. Look, we watched Darkspawn movement as always. They put up a fight when wandering the woods and wetlands, but we'd rather battle them out there than in Lavendale itself. Small improvements are still improvements. I felt something strange was happening before you sent word to us. Things have only gotten stranger and more daunting since. But if we are tangled in this, at least we are tangled together. There is no one I trust more in this world than Evka, but you can be second. We both wish you luck and rest when you can find it. Your friends, Anton and Evka.
Do Templars really not have authority over mages in Tevinter? What happens if there's blood magic? What do they do?
Depends on the Templar. Depends on who's bought their loyalty.
What do you do when the authorities can't be trusted to do the right thing?
That's how I keep busy.
I'm going to do a quick save before I get too far into that. We'll just save over this one.
Is that Zara Renata? This place isn't big enough to keep every corpse you guys find.
Zara spoke to Ilario before she died. Emmrich can talk to the dead. I have to know.
I wouldn't have offered my skills if I thought it was unsafe. Let flame rekindle your sight. Let breath and light rise again. Tell us about Ilario della Morte.
Martyrs. He fooled us both.
Elaborate.
You took what he wanted most in this world. More than coin, flesh, family.
The title of First Talon.
Jealousy is a powerful motivator.
I thought he cared enough to grant me a quick death. Why imprison me and risk everything?
An improvisation on this one's part. You had too much potential to die so young.
And Katerina? Did Ilario hire you to kill her?
No.
Ilario used blood magic to control spite. How? He's not a mage.
Our risen god gives many gifts.
Elganon? Ilario's working with Elganon.
Her spirit's strong. Haste would be appreciated.
Let her go. We've heard enough.
I'm sorry, Lucanus.
So am I.
What are you going to do?
Take away everything from him.
I hope it comforted Nev to see the dragon that ravaged Minrathus brought low.
He just watched me jump from the top of a staircase, and that's what he had to say. Me jumping from the top of the tower in Inquisition to land on the table. Like, surprise! Who was it? Okay, but Lara had a thing and Davrin had a quest.
She felt it all over. Her attraction to the hero, a powerful but properly contained tingle, nearly exquisite. Properly contained. No, sounds bad. Okay, cut the middle line, much more natural.
What are you working on?
Oh! Rook! I didn't see you. What did you hear?
Enough to get a powerful but properly contained tingle.
That isn't, I mean, I'm not, Oh, you're joking, right?
Most of the time, yeah.
Nev found me more serials. I've read them, all of them, multiple times. And I thought maybe I could try it, writing my own, I mean. Not like Varric Tethris, but my own sort of thing. For me, and people like me. Something to focus on besides Sarian and all of that. And you know, you're also interesting. It helps for inspiration.
Interesting is certainly a word we could use.
But it works. You're fighting ancient gods and everything. And you know the rest. It's impressive. What you've done, I mean, brought everyone together. You're a good person. Really.
Just don't tell anyone. I've got a reputation to uphold.
Right. Your secret's safe with me. But I'm probably not the only one, you know, who notices. People look up to you. And more are going to when this is over. Anyways, thanks, Rook. I'll talk to you later. Gotta finish this scene.
Cute. The little rider.
Fire and ice, light and blood. Another blow to the gods' dweller.
Hi there, boy.
Hey, Rook. I was planning to take us on to the woods in Arlethan soon. Want to keep us company?
Sounds good to me.
Hassan will be glad to hear it. Needs to stretch his wings.
I think we'll do Docktown. Nev and Tosh because they need to be. I need to increase my bond with them. Hops around and they've started bringing messages to the shop. Not one sent on purpose, but calls for help from the lost unsent, pleas that we might not have otherwise seen. Are they finding these of their own volition? Is that possible? Whatever has been done to impress them, I'm not sorry for it.
I got a letter from Maevaris. She asked how you were doing after your talk.
Good. Yeah. Tell her I'm good.
She's around if you want to talk more.
Maybe. Yeah.
Favorite singers. here on the cobbled swan spread.
Ship got in yesterday. Other Venatori. Worse than you remember.
There's dangerous fanatics, then there's Aelia. She's loose in Docktown, and we're in the dark.
What's the plan?
The Threads and Aelia's Venatori are at war. That might slow Aelia down, but until I know her plans, I need to hear whatever information the Threads pick up.
What about Rana? Can she help?
I told Rana that Aelia's back. She needs the warning. As for help, Rana wants to be an example. Not sure where that goes anymore.
You're worried about her.
I'm worried about everyone. Tired enough to admit it.
Docktown's protected. What can the Threads do for you?
Aelia's a pain for both of us. Let's talk.
We know people in this town. Neighbors. When they don't turn up on the rounds, we notice. Aelia used the Threads for dirty work. Stolen relics, muscle, spies. These people, they disappear.
And you don't know where to.
Aelia's good at covering her tracks. That's why you're here. I've got names of missing people, including those hardly anyone noticed yet. All yours, no catch.
No catch? Now that's friendship.
Isn't it?
This is war. We find Aelia, we kill her. Give the cult something to think about. You find her, you do the same. Docktown's ours.
To Docktown. From the people who breathe it, bleed for it, no one's got its back like we do.
To whatever it takes.
And then some. I knew I liked you.
To home.
Let's go. Journal. There's 3 quests, companion quests in Docktown. We're not in Docktown, in Arlethan, but we're gonna go in Necropolis. But first, I think we're gonna travel to back to Lighthouse just to see if there's any conversations or quests. I know I'm being like uber paranoid, but I don't want to miss out on any like dialogue from anyone. Dialogue or quests, because there's a lot of content you could. I've learned from some of my other friends who are further in the game than I am that you can miss out on quests and stuff if you do like main story quests before like character quests. And I know you can miss out on conversations too, because I've missed a few myself in some of my other playthroughs.
Hey, Dafrin. If you need to talk, about what you found out, I'm a good listener.
Thanks, but not sure you can help. It's a warden thing.
Well, it's also your history was a lie thing, and, we're Dalish. Those are our gods out there. I feel like we're qualified.
Right. That's a good point.
Fair enough. I'm gonna instigate this conversation and then nature calls.
I can't believe you're asking for a favor as though nothing's happened.
What crapped in your bed? Sorry. Didn't know you two were in the middle
Rook!
of...
Excellent. Come in. We could use a second sober voice.
I'm not drunk. You're drunk.
It's a figure of speech.
Alright, I'm back.
Huh. I was wondering when this had happened.
I don't follow.
You two didn't seem to be bonding.
I need one of these little needle things to dig some crap out of my armor. Death Mage won't give me one.
First, a bone threader is an extremely delicate instrument. Second, it's Emmrich. Tash, my name is Emmrich, not Death Mage, not Corpse Guy, not... I won't repeat the rest.
What? You are a Death Mage.
Why are all my attempts to converse with you met with scorn? What have I done to you, Tash?
You talk about corpses too much.
It's a rich topic.
No, corpses are messed up. They used to have people in them. You make a move like they're alive, but they smell wrong and they move wrong, and none of it is okay.
Oh.
Especially the ones with skin still on them.
So what I'm hearing is, Tosh isn't into terrifying dark magic.
It's not all terrifying.
And Emmrich would appreciate not being bullied and called names.
Ugh. Fine.
I'd no idea necromancy upset you so deeply, Tosh. Quite honestly, I didn't think you feared anything.
I don't. But I could have said it was bugging me. I didn't think you cared what I thought.
Of course I do. We're colleagues on this journey.
Okay. Sorry I called you a liker. Skull liker.
You two could still learn things together you'd never find out alone. Emmrich, you clearly find talking about dragons boring.
What? How? Who doesn't like dragons?
Aren't you curious why Tosh likes them as much as you like necromancy?
The question crossed my mind.
And maybe Emmrich could help demystify magic, Tosh.
Maybe he could share a little, so I know how to deal with walking corpses next time I'm in an old ruin.
I'd be happy to.
Thought you might be.
I'm glad they got to... I haven't really had the two of them in a party together, so I haven't really gotten to hear their animosity, but I'm glad they, you can help solve their little spat. I do wish there was like a... I do hope that from now on she'll start calling him like Emmrich. Sorry, they'll start calling him Emmrich. Because it is, in one of my other playthroughs where I'm playing as a Morn Watcher, I bring Emmrich everywhere with me. And so it's... I've noticed the name calling a little bit.
Supper in Docktown?
You actually taking a break?
I've got leads to chase on Alia and Docktown's missing people. A few sources will only talk if I'm alone. But if you're around after, you help me uncover all this. Supper's on me.
Sure. Count me in.
This place even smells wrong.
Rook, you're here.
Is something wrong?
Biago and Dea sent word. They have information about Ilario. Whatever it is, they wish to speak away from Treviso, away from anyone who might be listening. They won't put more to paper. I need to meet with them as soon as possible.
We'll do with Emmrich's quest. I don't think it really matters at the point who I'm bringing.
trouble ahead.
Dum 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 da 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 da.
I've nearly finished the chant of the Starless Dawn.
Now, what do you have to say for yourself?
Did I miss something?
Since we're here to gather flowers for the dead, I thought I'd teach Manfred some plant names. But I just caught him attempting to wade into a rose bush.
Emmrich, how could you stay annoyed at that face? Skull.
Oh, Manfred. Whatever will happen to you if I pass on?
If?
There's something I'd like to talk about. Do you know what a lich is, Rook?
Doesn't ring a bell.
A lich is a mage transformed into one of the undead while retaining their true, original consciousness. The idea fascinated me when I was younger. For years, I researched and experimented, spoke with spirits and mages. Then, eventually, I found them.
Who?
The Lich Lords of the Grand Necropolis. Necromancers before me who'd transformed themselves into true living dead.
You're making this up, right?
Rook, please. I've told so few people.
Sorry.
The Liches are the great protectors of the Necropolis, bulwarks against forces that threaten creation. After years of tests and rituals, they granted me my desire, the right to attempt lichdom.
If that's what you want.
I'd anticipated more surprise.
Emmrich, you live in a haunted necropolis.
Lichdom is an incredible honor. Immortality, prestige, the most hallowed ranks of the Watchers, as well as a chance to be of service past my allotted years. But there are considerations. Come, we have flowers to gather for the dead.
Okay, but I've got questions.
Blue creepvine. This will do nicely.
Emmrich, aren't most undead just random spirits inside corpses?
Liches are different. It wouldn't be a spirit acting in my name. My true consciousness would be housed in my departed flesh.
How?
The Order must keep some secrets. Moon blossoms, famed in verse and song.
Smells like perfume. Do liches have a sense of smell?
I've been told that while some of my senses will dull, others will become available. Other than that, I can't say if the flowers would still hold their bloom for me. Lichdom serves a purpose. There are dark things in creation, threats to both our world and the Fade. The Liches of the Necropolis have the insight and the abilities to oppose them.
And you're joining them when?
Certain elements have held me back. There's no ready instructions for Lichdom. The steps must be discovered on one's own over years to be fully understood.
Does the spell to become a lich kill you, or do you have to...
No, mercifully, that falls to another watcher. After my death, my soul will be drawn back into my body instead of moving on to whatever lies beyond.
Okay, sir. Interesting pathing you took.
So, what's holding you back from Lichdom?
Even with all my preparations, there's a chance I could die permanently during the rites. What cowardice! A promise of immortality, an end to all my fears, and the final veil stays my hand.
That's reasonable. Lots of people are afraid of dying.
Is it? When it keeps me from what I most desire? Traditionally, candidates for Lichdom face one final sifting of the soul. If they avoid it, you saw my old colleague.
Hezenkos. She's a lich.
A half-lich, though that hasn't diminished her powers. Until I stop her plans, I won't possess the peace of mind for Lichdom. Why don't you select the next flowers, Rook?
Sure. So what's a half-lich exactly?
Johanna attempted the rites of Lichdom and failed. Stuck in her in-between state, she is supremely dangerous, but can't learn any new magic.
No wonder Hezenkos was shouting so much.
No, she's always been that way.
I want to see what other flower options I have.
What about the sifting of a soul that Hezenkos avoided?
The spirits of the Necropolis judge whether a candidate is worthy of the power and responsibility of Lichdom.
How'd she become a lich without it?
I shared some knowledge when we were colleagues. She apparently put together more than I knew. It would be just like her to skip the rituals, the cleansings, the preparations of the soul.
For a watcher, Hezenkos is pretty harsh on spirits.
We made allowances because of her discoveries. Too many. Spirits are not things to be disposed of.
You really care about them?
They're so susceptible to the world's whims, Rook. Some spirits are dangerous, but how quickly most respond to a bit of kindness or care or simple attempt to understand. For all she's done, I can't condemn Johanna for attempting lichdom. That freedom from mortality, that divorce from fear, and of course, time to read all of one's books.
Every mage's dream.
But how she's abused her abilities. Are my intentions enough to fare better?
Worrying's a good sign. That's right. There's probably another skeleton in there.
We have enough flowers. There's something I'd like to show you. Here we are.
Oh, so these flowers are for...
Yes. If you could place them on the graves, please.
In memory of Rupert and Eleonora Volcarin, they walk eternity hand in hand.
After I became a watcher, I erected a proper shrine to my parents. When I come to talk, I like to think they listen. Well, don't be shy. Introduce yourself.
Rook, it's a pleasure. Do you remember your parents?
Some memories are bright. Others are akin to those dim, early morning dreams one gets sometimes. Lately, I wondered what they'd think of our current course. The choices ahead.
Your lichdom.
What would they have wanted me to be?
Sorry, but I'm pretty much the worst person you could ask.
Surely not the worst.
I've got my days. You could always speak with your folks, couldn't you?
My parents last saw me as a boy. By the time I mastered my corpse whispering, I was a man. If I woke them, there might be a flash of recognition, or... Besides, if I speak to too many other spirits, Manfred might grow jealous.
Can't have that.
He'd be impossible, I agree.
Are both of these quests in Darktown? Oh, interesting. So both Clear Mind and Inner Demons are in Darktown. That's fun. Give me when I stretch. Tosh, you're freaking out again. Okay. They've glitched before while I've been taking them around in one of my... I don't know if it was this playthrough or another playthrough. but we were walking on like a thin railing and they got stuck and started glitching. And I was like, calm down.
To think, Morrigan was the transposition of Mythol.
The what?
The carrier of the spirit. Not as a full possession, but gaining memories of the past.
Oh, okay.
Rumor has it that Morrigan helped the Inquisitor, possibly by turning into a dragon to...
She what? How'd she do it? What kind of dragon?
Well, I wasn't there.
We have to ask her next time.
She's turned into dragon multiple times. No, she's turned into dragon once. Her mom turned into a dragon multiple times.
C'est true the Antom have Antiva. We didn't go reintroduce it.
Rook.
You found something? About Ilario?
Possibly.
What do you mean, possibly? You have something or you don't?
It's Caterina.
We don't know that for certain.
Tell me.
I've got my eyes on Villa della Morte. One of them brought back one of Caterina's rings.
It had been thrown out with the trash. Ilario would never do that. He'd at least pawn it somewhere.
You think Caterina threw the ring away as a message that she's inside the house?
Her opal ring. Lucanis, you know what that means.
She gave that ring to my mother. It was the mark of her favor. House Veilguard killed my parents and sent it back to Caterina to demand she surrender the seat of First Talon. She's alive. Ilario, you idiot.
We need more eyes in the villa to say for certain.
Ilario would tear the city apart searching if he'd lost this. How could she be alive? What is he thinking? How am I supposed to deal with this?
We need to plan a rescue. The sooner we get Caterina out of there, the better.
It could be a trap. We have to deal with Ilario first.
He could still kill her if we move against him. Maker knows what's in his head.
V, you're too pessimistic for your own good. Reason with him, Lucanis.
I thought I had a clear shot at my target. What if I go after him and get Caterina killed? Help us.
How? What do you need?
He'll listen. He always listens to you. Come.
Whoa.
What did you do? Is this the Fade? It seems different. It isn't like those fragments of Solus's past in the Crossroads either.
Lucanis is here. Always. Behind locked doors. I can't break through.
All right. Let's go get it.
Couldn't you simply die already? This experiment has gone on for far too long.
I know this place. It's the ossuary. The prison we freed Lucanis from.
Freed? No. We've always been here.
Right. It's not the real ossuary, but it doesn't seem like a memory either. Lucanis is in here somewhere, right? He's... what, where they kept his blood?
Yes. Go there. But The logs are everywhere. I can't touch them.
How do I get past the locks? Turn myself into a mouse? Fight a bunch of giant spiders?
By getting past the guards. It's a prison.
Right. What was I thinking?
Turn myself into a mouse. It's a reference of the first game. So in Dragon Age Origins, at one point you go into the Fade, and you get the ability to turn yourself into a mouse.
What are you hiding, little demon?
Nobody's here.
Of course not. Rook can't be here.
Me? Why not?
You open doors. You don't close them. Even if it kills you.
Magister Zara was far more benevolent than you deserved, Crow.
She gave that ring to my mother. It was the mark of her favor. House Veilguard killed my parents and sent it back to Katarina.
Rock, did you forget our deal? You were to bring my grandson back to me.
I did?
You brought me an abomination. Where is my grandson?
Tenderness and terror. Rage and relief. Old stale fear of disappointment.
This is the Fade, so this Katarina is... a spirit? Something like that?
No, Lucanus is mine. They won't dare. Thoughts live here. Ideas, feelings.
She's his idea of Katarina, then. Katarina, Lucanus is trapped, but I think you're part of his way out. Lucanus may have changed, but he's still the little boy you loved and raised.
He's not changed. He's possessed by a demon.
And you would never think of rejecting him, whatever happened, would you?
My poor boy.
Promoted from flying vermin to malicious spirit. Whatever will you become next, I wonder?
Ah, yes, the Crow. You will learn to regret your crimes against the Venatori.
I shouldn't have let myself fall asleep. This was my mistake.
Don't worry, Rook. I've got my eye on the prisoner.
You've conjured up a friendly face, Lucanus, but your real friends and allies need you in the real world.
Rook, are you sure Spite isn't tricking you? What if there's no Lucanus, just the demon?
After a year in the ossuary, you might believe that, but you're no demon.
Look around. This isn't the mind of a human being, let alone an Antivan Crow.
You're the man you were, Lucanus, even buried in this pain. No demon would punish itself like this.
You really shouldn't trust anything you find in the Fade.
I trust you, Lucanus, and I trust myself to get you home. Let me.
You know that's the kind of attitude that's gonna get you killed, right?
I'll risk it. I have a master assassin on my side, don't I?
Just be careful.
How long are you going to keep doing this?
You'd have to kill me, and Spite would die.
Useless. all of this utterly useless.
Hey, Rook. Should you be here? Can't say it's the safest place in the world.
Strangeness and charm. Something familiar and foreign at the same time. With a little guilt.
Somehow I thought Lucanus would think of Nev as being more... Tevinter?
Tevinter? People come in three kinds. Family, enemies, contracts.
I hope that's just spite talking. Nev, you need to let us pass.
You know how he is, Rook. Even if you open the door, Lucanus won't walk through it. This is where he wants to be.
Well, I'm not leaving until Lucanus is all right. So we might be here a while.
You really think you can help him? You're such a sap, Rook.
I think it's time you stood aside and let me try.
Still fighting. Tiresome. There's no point, you know. Nothing awaits you anymore. You're long dead.
Oh, my heart. I think it's breaking a little for him. I didn't want you to see that again. I'm not this. I cannot be this. Lucanus.
Katerina was first done. This is Crow business. We can handle it.
She came after me. She came after Katerina. She will come for you too. Cousin, what about you?
Rook, you're too good to be wasting your time in a place like this. Forget about my cousin. You've got much more important things to worry about, don't you? You've got the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Sharp, jagged edges. Hurt with every breath. Grief and relief. Hope and anger mixed.
Lucanus, you don't owe Ilario a second thought, much less a supporting role.
He put us here.
You've got to leave this be, Rook. You turn my cousin loose, it's only going to cause more grief.
I think Ilario will be feeling that grief. Right, Lucanus?
You know that Katerina had 5 children? 8 grandchildren. All dead now, except for Lucanus and me. Last time the Crows fought a war of succession, House de la Morte lost everything. Except the seat of First Talon. This time, we fight ourselves. What will be left then? You think you'll survive? Your friends? Your cause?
You know him, Lucanus. Even here, Ilario just wants to save his own neck.
Would that be enough? Would anything? Do you really think he made a deal with a demon? He's not even a mage. Or do you think maybe he just found the one there already? He'll carry this prison with him forever. And he'll fill it with corpses given time.
We need out!
You're an Antivan Crow, Lucanus. A professional. Trained to avoid collateral damage and go after the real enemy.
You have no idea what the consequences will be.
Whatever they are, Lucanus, I'll be there to help you.
But we're more like brothers. Katerina took us both in. We're brothers.
One of you back. Only to lose the other. What are you doing here, Rook?
I had to find you. If anything happened to you, I can't even think about it.
You should go. It's better I stay here than risk losing you.
You see? He breaks our agreement. His mind is still here. He wants to stay here, so he keeps me here!
Mierda! Why would I want to stay? Even in my head, this place is a nightmare.
Right, but it's a nightmare you already defeated. I get it now. As bad as the ossuary was for you, it was better than the alternative.
What alternative?
The ossuary, Zara. You could solve those problems with a blade. But healing again? Living as an abomination? There's no simple answer there. And if you fail, you could hurt the ones you love.
No! This is not... Damn it, Rook!
Make him leave!
We can't. This isn't a place, it's a feeling. He already left the prison. He just took some of it with him.
Rook, you're right. There has to be a way through this. It's just... so much! I cannot see how to begin.
Start small, you and Spite. Figure out a goal you can both agree on, then make it happen.
A contract?
Contracts are for clients. Call this an alliance. But on what terms?
Didn't you just learn your grandmother was alive? What are you waiting for? Go rescue her.
That's true.
Fighting crows?
And anyone else that gets in our way. Do we have a deal? We free Katarina together.
Together? We will fight!
Rook, are you all right?
What's the matter with the two of you?
It's okay. We needed a moment, but I'd say we're ready for anything. How long were we standing here?
Just long enough for it to get awkward. You're sure you're all right?
We're fine, Thea. Don't waste your worry on us. Can I trust the two of you to keep an eye on Ilario? If he starts anything, I want to know about it.
I was going to do that anyway.
You're planning something.
I'm getting Katarina back. But Viago is right. We need more information before we move. Ilario panicked when I came back alive. If he panics again, he could actually kill her this time. We'll only get one chance at this.